Again, Korey. I know you got something.
No, I don't have anything.
Embrace your destiny. Come, young Coleman.
Yeah, I know. I got.
Hey!
Damn, man, you all right? You still got your insides inside?
Except for what sprayed on me.
Yeah. I think your anus came through your mouth with that.
Damn.
Like some David Cronenberg shit going on. But
I've heard
Dane
talking
Cook.
shit, but this is ridiculous. Now let me slip out of these wet clothes and into a dry martini.
I know people. When I put this raw shit up, people are gonna be like, "When I put this raw shit up, when I put this raw sewage up, when I put this raw audio up, people are gonna be like, what are y'all talking about? We just started recording. People,
You mean you don't cut the raw audio at all?
No. No, I just keep it running. No, that's why it's raw.
Well, see, I never listened to it, so I figure nobody else does either.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oops.
I know. It does make you want to clean up. Like, hey, I didn't really want that going out.
No. People they even asked me. They say, "When are you gonna put these out?" And I'm like, I'm just having problems getting them on a regular schedule. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, Charlie Wilson's War, and I got nothing to say about this except
that's weird because it's Charlie Wilson's War, and I didn't see the Gap Band in there anywhere.
And people are like, what are you talking about?
I know it's Gap Band.
Actually, I thought when they said Charlie Wilson, I thought they were reuniting that Wilson ball from Castaway with Tom Hanks. I was like, damn, that's a powerful ball right there.
I had no grasp on what this was at all. I couldn't even remember the title. I kept saying Charlie Parker's War, I thought it was a jazz movie. I didn't know what it was. I saw the trailer once and immediately it just it fell out of my ears. I couldn't hold on to it. But that's a shame. I hope nobody else is that way because this movie fucking rocks.
Yes, man. I was just talking to Leon. This is really my favorite movie this year that I've seen.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, I haven't seen some of the things that you've seen already.
Sure.
Like There Will Be Blood and stuff like that. But
I've seen attack ships on fire outside. Never mind. I'm sorry.
I've been through the shit. No,
I've looked at the devil up close.
Yeah, exactly.
And called him a punk.
The greatest trick the devil ever played. Oh, sorry.
Anyway.
No, this movie, it's about. No, I was like you. I didn't know what it was about. Charlie
It's
Wilson's
based
War.
on a true story about Senator Charlie Wilson, who really covertly helped fund the war against the Russians in Afghanistan.
Yeah, and this is all a while ago, people. This is before most of our listeners were, walking and talking.
This is Reagan era.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Reagan era. And back then, I was playing Pac-Man on Atari 2600.
Yeah, we were all in our early 30s, and
Yeah, I was. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Leon, anyway.
Well, no. I had a small role in Scream Blacula Scream back then.
No, it was. But it's a great movie, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, what separates this movie from some other movies of this type that I've seen? And what I say, like these political dramas with a little bit of comedy thrown in. And the reason why this movie worked for me is because I think in the hands of somebody less skilled, this would have come across very cynical. And the movie it seems very matter of fact and yet larger at life without being that cynical.
Yeah, and another thing that's important to know before you even, before you blow this movie off as just another preachy political film, it's not preachy. I mean, it does have something to say at the end, but just at the very end. It's like, you see how we got here? It's really more of just a history lesson and an entertaining one at that. This is how we got to where we are now from what happened a while ago. And the way it's like having a great teacher.
Well, it's funny because the only movie that's really dealt with how we got into this whole war with the Middle East has been Rambo 3. I mean, up to now, I blame Sylvester Stallone for us being in this point. But I guess, Charlie Wilson is the one. But, here was a guy who was really trying to do a good thing because the Russians were slaughtering the Afghanistanis. And he's like, hey, we got to do something about this. And he convinces America, like, put your money where your mouth is and get this going.
Yeah, I mean,
all covertly, too.
All covertly. Yeah, he in fact, he used a scandal about himself. That son of a bitch was snorting cocaine, hanging out with hookers and.
No, he wasn't snorting cocaine.
Man,
we never saw him snort cocaine.
He admitted he did, though.
Yeah,
we didn't see him snort cocaine.
That's the important thing.
I didn't need to see it. He had residue on his nostrils. He was hanging out with strippers and whores.
Well, that's the thing, man. This dude was knocking back whiskey and fucking whores and sluts. I mean, he was my kind of guy.
This is the least likely guy to have been the person that to do what he ended up doing. Yeah. And yet he changed the entire course of history. Without Charlie Wilson, there would be no Iraq War right now. It wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. And
but you know what? It's really unfair to really like blame him for it, because what he did was a good thing.
Yeah,
you can see like what he was working for was a good thing. It's just like, you know, it was when he tried to make it go the right way and do the right thing at the very end. That's when we're like, we're not interested anymore.
Yeah, you know what they say. You know what they say about the road to hell being paved with good intentions. This could have been the subtitle to this movie, because he was doing the right thing when America wouldn't. But of course, at the end, America steps in, takes the credit, and fucks the whole thing up.
Yeah, and it's just I'm still just fascinated by him. That son of a bitch. He used sniffing cocaine and fucking whores as a way to divert attention away from like funding money. He went from $5 million to $1 billion to help fund this war just by saying, hey, pay attention to me fucking whores while I do the little bit of this money grabbing on the side.
And that's what pisses me off, because I drink whiskey and fuck whores, and nothing good ever comes from it.
All I'm seeing now is the math going on in Korey's head right now. Now, how can I make this work for me?
Exactly. This is a daily thing for me. I'm like, I could put this to some good use. Well, Thank you, Congressman Charlie Wilson.
And he's from Texas, too.
Yeah, Lufkin, as a matter of fact.
He's still alive. You can go ask him.
No, he's dead.
Oh, I thought he was still alive. It didn't say the state of Charlie Wilson at the end, but it said the estate of some of the other people.
No, that motherfucker's dead as a goddamn doorknob.
But he died with a smile on his face.
Did he?
But enough of the history lesson. This movie, this is hands down for me the best written movie, one of the best acted, if not the best. All around, this is absolutely my favorite movie this year.
It's one of my favorites. It's as for a screenplay, nothing else touches this.
Not even close.
Not even close. This is Aaron Sorkin. He's famous for writing The West Wing, at least until they kicked him off for snorting coke and fucking horse.
Yeah, he's trying to be that guy. He's like, he did it.
Yeah, it works for him. I'll figure out a way. I'm getting a new show. He wrote The American President. He's a damn good writer, especially when it comes to political stuff.
You know, and A Few Good Men.
And A Few Good Men. Yeah, he writes the snappiest dialogue with stuff that actually, you know, you don't feel like an idiot for watching. Actually teaches you something. Mm-hmm. And this is really the best thing he's ever done, even come close to.
I don't have a basis to really say, because I don't watch The West Wing. I've never seen A Few Good Men.
Well, it's a television show.
I know what it is. I just don't watch it.
You are aware of a device called a television.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to do that. Okay. No,
Batman.
I think, I think this is one of the best acted things I have seen too. And I don't get it. Everybody's talking about Philip Seymour Hoffman in The Savages. He didn't do anything in The Savages but be Philip Seymour Hoffman. In this movie, he actually transformed into something else, and his dialogue was so much better. He wore his toupee much better than anybody else in Hollywood.
He held on to every bit of like dialogue he had, which is he had most of the best lines anyway. He held on to it like a live rattlesnake and just wrestled it into submission. Made it his freaking own. He was so good in this movie. You're right. I can't believe he's not getting nominated for this one instead.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got 3 A-list actors, you know, and a lot of times in a movie, 3 A-list actors can trip over each other, and everybody's trying to divide up everything, and it's just kind of like, yeah, that was okay. Here you got 3 people who just had pitch perfect delivery on every line, and it just came through, and that's why you couldn't wait for them to speak. The third being rounding out the cast is Julia Roberts. Tom Hanks is Charlie Wilson. Philip Seymour Hoffman, who you mentioned, and Julia Roberts. Mm-hmm. And for anybody who says like, yeah, Julia Roberts is okay, she's not a good actress, you're a lying piece of shit, because she's awesome.
Yeah, no, Julia Roberts was great in this, and she's still got a body on her too. Mm-hmm. But unless that was some Lucasfilm CGI shit they did on her, I don't know.
Would it matter?
Well, no, it would not. I'd do some CGI. But
I was gonna say, you've had sex with less real things than that.
Can't argue with that, can I? But no, it's really, and that's what it is. Because as far as the story goes, I do think we got to consider, first of all, this is a movie. As a matter of fact, and I'm the one who's not, I'm probably the least one who is well versed in history here in this room. But wasn't Saddam Hussein running Afghanistan somewhat at that point?
You're thinking of Iraq.
No. Not running it, but he was working with Afghanistan. He was doing something with Afghanistan at that time. He had something